Hi everyone, the boys are back. It's Jam, it's Dom. How the fuck are you doing today?
Excellent, thank you.
Good.
Bang on, yeah, fantastic. Thank
Good to be back.
you all.
It is good to be back. It is very good. And we're up to 2012 and I'm getting sadder by the year. I'll tell you that now. Thinking it's going to come to a fucking end. But if any, you know, because we obviously hundreds of new viewers each week, new. So for those ones joining us on this one, let me explain the rules of all killer, no filler, total frustration. So like I said, we're up to 2012 vamps here, obviously. Now we've made our way all the way from 1980. 80. Fucking hell. So we're 2012, obviously. There's a couple of rules, Jam's rules. This is his game, by the way. And you know, very
evil Jam.
Evil Jam. The rules are that all the music has to come from 2012. You can't repeat, like have two songs off an album. It has to be a different album for each one. And the track listing has to match the original track listing from the releases that year. I think that's all we're done for that. Yeah. So 2012, that means Jam is going to start with track 1. What you got there, mate?
Right. Going to a classic band and their last recording album released to date. Anyway, they probably not going to do another one, but it's not definite. They're not dead. So that's a good start. And that is Kiss from their Monster album, their 20th album. And it's a song, Hell or Hallelujah. Well, I can't speak. Hell or Hallelujah.
Hell or Hallelujah. That's
you can say it better than I can say it.
Perhaps you should sing it instead. Perhaps you'll be all right.
Yeah, maybe.
It's good opening track, rocker. It's got that sort of modern Kiss, but sort of the 70s sound, if you know what I mean. It doesn't sound like a 70s song, but it does feel like that vibe. It doesn't sound like an 80s metal song, you know, or hard rock song. It sounds more like a 70s, but with a new modern edge to it. Great opening track. You know, I think Paul Stanley sings on this one with obviously Gina doing vocals as you'd expect. Wasn't a great. I don't like the album as much as was the one before.
Sonic Boom.
Yeah, I preferred that one. I think that this album, some songs on it, and this is the best one by far. Yeah, it's just great. Killer chorus. I think most people know it. I think they still might play it. Well, we'll go see them at Download. We'll see if they play it. But they do play one off this. I think probably this song, I expect. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. Kicking off with the hottest. Is it the hottest band in the world?
Hottest band in the world. Yeah.
You wanted the best. You got the best.
Yes, this
the
is
hottest band in the. Yeah, that's the one.
Yes, that is. Thanks to Jam. Oh, great fucking t-shirt, by the way, Jam.
Yeah, it does. Rage for Order.
Yes, yes.
I think I've had it before, but
yeah, very good indeed. Very good. I quite
one
like
of your favorite records, isn't it, Lee?
I think it's my favorite Queensryche record and one of my favorite records of all time. Yeah, but I'm not really sure. I haven't done the ridiculous scoring or anything. It just feels like it's my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I forgot that you score them and have like pie charts and spreadsheets and.
Right. I mean, I do like your t-shirt as well, but I'm not a massive Alice Cooper fan, Dom, so I'm afraid so. But anyway, there you go.
Okay, I'm not trying to kiss your ass or anything, Lee.
Good. I'm fucking glad about that. Anyway,
I'm looking for brownie points. No.
Right, Dom. What you got for your track 1, mate?
Okay, track 1 is one of my favorites. I've mentioned his old band quite a bit on this channel here. This is Donny Vie from Enough's Enough. This is his second solo album. I picked the title track called Wrapped Around My Middle Finger. What can I say? This album is great. I could have picked just about any song on here, but I wanted to give him the #1 spot just because I've listened to this for death. Just fantastic melodic hard rock. You know, just I think he's such an underrated songwriter. A lot of people are preoccupied with, you know, when they first came out, they were very glam and stuff, but obviously they dropped that maybe by the second, third album. So I mean, they haven't been doing that since 1989. He's just a classic, fantastic rock songwriter. So Donny Vie, love him. Wrapped Around My Middle Finger. There you go.
Very cool. Cheers, mate. Thanks for that. I'm probably going the heaviest song, so it makes a change for me, doesn't it? Out of the 3, I would say.
Yeah.
So A bit of Deftones. I do like
Yeah.
a bit of Deftones, as you know. Oh God, I've got to pronounce the album now. Fuck's sake. So the album's called Koi no Yakan or Yokan. Oh, what the fuck it means. But
Japanese it must be, huh?
yeah, Japanese.
Yeah.
Really good album, actually. Underrated, I would say, but very cool. Typical Deftones, a real heavy track to start off an album with, really riffy, a bit dreamy like they are as well. This was the 7th album by these guys. Chino Marino, lead singer, I think he brings on that dreamy feel with his vocals. I don't know, there's something about it. I really love his vocals. He almost sounds like he's doing his vinegar stroke every second. That's what that's what he sounds like he's just at the end of a sex session, I would say. So
I have never heard that phrase, vinegar stroke. What does that even mean? Considering I'm the king of like double entendres and carry on kind of humor, I've never heard vinegar stroke. What? How is that even?
You can use that one there, mate. You can use that if you like.
I'm gonna have to go and look up the origin of it because I don't even understand it. But
I don't know if it's the vinegar is the imagine it. All I can imagine is if you've got vinegar in your mouth and you're like, oh, that's all. That's what I think.
Making the face. The open. Oh, right.
But I might be wrong. Anyone's got any comments below what vinegar stroke, where it comes from?
Let us know, man.
Where it comes from.
Anyway, Deftones, Swerve City. I didn't even say the name of the song, did I? It's called Swerve City. It's the opening track. It's really heavy. There you go. So track 2, what you got, Jan?
Okay, I'm sticking with heavy, and I think I'm going around a few countries on this list. I won't name them yet, but we're going to France, and we're going with the massive, well, they are now, Gojira, which is Japanese for Godzilla. Or obviously, Godzilla is Japanese, but that's how they spell it. And
Gojira.
Gojira,
Yeah,
exactly.
Gojira.
Yeah, exactly.
That wasn't racist, by the way.
No,
that was the bloke in the film. That's the way he says it. Gojira. Gojira.
Yeah,
that's how it's spelled. Yeah. This is their 4th album. They're French, but they do sing in English for anybody who doesn't know. Very heavy. It's sort of probably death metal to start with. This is their 4th album. This is where they started to perhaps get a bit more accessible. It's still very heavy. The album's called L'Enfant Sauvage, which means wild child. And this is the title track from that. Great. I love them. Very heavy, but as I say, getting more accessible. Clean singing. It's got poundy industrial beat on this song, but the verses are quite mellow. It's clean singing, but it's a little bit raspy, and it's just great musicianship, as Gojira have been obviously famous for now. Bit twists and turns. It's progressive-ish. You know, they're not full-on progressive, but they have become a bit more like that now. But yeah, I really like Gojira, but probably not the early stuff from this album onwards. So they'll probably be featuring in future lists.
And they love whales.
Yes, so they do. Them and Mastodon are obsessed with whales.
Just before I get in there, they like to save the whale, as far as I know.
Oh, Wales, not the country.
Not the country, no.
Yeah, sorry.
I thought you meant they love Wales. I thought, well, okay, well, that's all right. There's a lot of stories in Welsh,
Probably
history and stuff. I thought that's
probably my
Wales. Oh, yeah.
Probably my pronunciation. Yes, they love Wales.
It sounds the same whether you say Wales or Wales. It just sounds the same.
Let's go.
Okay.
I didn't know that they were French. This is the first I've heard of that.
Oh, yeah.
No idea.
Great one, mate. Thanks for that. What you got then, Dom?
Well, we're off to Sweden now, as we do. This is the first album from a band that I really bigged up on other shows on this channel, not this show, obviously, because it's their first album. This is the Night Flight Orchestra. For those that don't know, this is an ARR band, but it's a side project from a few guys from very heavy bands. The singer and guitar player from Soilwork and the bass player from Arch Enemy.
Yeah.
But this band sounds nothing like either one of those bands.
No.
They sound like, I don't know. I always try to think of who I can compare him to. Just the best of 70s and early AOR. Very similar to Toto, where like they can have kind of more kind of mellow, almost funky tracks, have more rockers as well. But man, they just, I love them. They're my favorite band of the last 10 years, that's come out in the last 10 years.
Do they do that song White Jeans? Is that, because I think I've got that. Yeah, that's a great song. That. Yeah. That's a newer one, sorry.
I'm just curious, how did you find that song? Did you hear it on Planet Rock or something?
Yeah, great. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, never heard of the band.
I didn't know they got any airplay. Oh, that's great.
Does that mean Jam loves a bit of AOR now? Is that what I mean?
Don't mind.
Good. Oh my God.
Well, yeah, I mean, this isn't Journey really, but anyway, this is their first album. As I said, it's called Internal Affairs. The song I picked is called California Morning, and it's just a fantastic, just one of those summer songs. Drive with the top of the car down or whatever. The verse riffs and the opening riff is very 70s Kiss. It's very like a but then the chorus is just fantastic. Kind of reminds me of the Doobie Brothers a little bit. But yeah, I love them. I think they're fantastic. If anything, I think the later albums, they've kind of lost a bit of their rock and they've gone more, I don't know, not quite as guitar heavy. I still love the records they make now, but the first few were a bit more, a bit more riffy. But anyway, so the Night Flight Orchestra, I'll pick every song that they've on every album that they've done. So just to warn y'all. So there you go. That's me.
Cool.
Thanks, mate. I don't know how I'm meant to do this with this twat. I mean, it's just like, he's rubbing my beard, by the way. He'd love you, Dom. He'd love to come and live with you. He really would. Okay,
well, I'll never find out.
Yeah. I'm going probably to the biggest band, the most successful band on the list, I would have thought. Yeah, for sure. The comeback album from Van Halen.
All right.
There you go. So I weren't a particular massive fan of this album. I was looking forward to it because it was David Lee Roth and he was back. I liked some of it. I wasn't blown away. I still ain't blown away, but I think some of the songs are quite strong. This one is my favorite song on the album, and I think it fitted straight in with old Van Halen. And I know that A Different Kind of Truth, this album was, I think they took demos or ideas back from way back when they first started. And I think you can really fucking hear that in this song. She's the Woman. Great track. Just fucking love this song. Yeah. This is easily for me the best song on the album. This was the 12th album, and obviously, well, the final album. You can't have an album without Eddie Van Halen, can you? Called Van Halen, surely. I don't know. But it wasn't a massive disappointment because I think I wasn't expecting a lot, because I was thinking, fucking hell, you know what I mean? It's been so fucking long, and you could hear Dave Lee Roth's voice leading up to it in other bits he was singing, but I think it sort of surprised me a little bit that it was better than I thought, but it still wasn't like, it wasn't like hearing fucking Van Halen 1 or Fair Warning. Do you know what I mean? But
general consensus, that's certainly the way I feel. It was good because I didn't think it was going to be any good, but it certainly wasn't anywhere like the original 6, No.
And listening to, obviously, we ain't going to talk about this anyway because it's a live album off the back of a live album later on. I mean, just confirmed that Dave Lee Roth's voice. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's just, I don't even mind if he can't sing in tune as long as he can sing with the song. You know what I mean? You can understand they're not in tune because he's got older, but at least keep with the rhythm of the song and just not make up everything as you're going along. It's just like,
but you know what? He was always like that live. He was always fucking live. So.
You're totally fucking right, because you go right back and you see him, and you're right. He just completely changes the song, but
yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes you want him just to carry on a little bit of the rhythm of the song, but there you go. Van Halen, She's the Woman. That's my number 2. What you got in, Jam?
Okay, number 3, going back to America. I've got one of the bands I like a lot, and that's Soundgarden on their what turned out to be the last album, unfortunately. Although I think there might be rumours that there were some tracks laid down by Chris Cornell. So whether they're going to plough through the tapes and perhaps do a posthumous album, I don't know. But you know, they didn't plan to make this as their last album, but it obviously has turned out to be. But we'll assume it is. The album is King Animal. This song is their 6th album, and this song is by Crooked Steps, which was a video for. I'm not sure if it was a single or not, but yeah, I like this album. I think it was back to the heavier side of it, because I thought the last was Down on the Upside was a bit too not really for me. I mean, there's quite a few songs I didn't like on it, and the one before, I know everyone thinks it's one of their best. It was a Super Unknown. I didn't particularly like that as much either, but this one's good. It's got, someone says it's brilliant. It's probably a bit too long. It's about 14 songs on it, if I remember. And I was struck into see him on this tour, which is the first time I ever saw him, so I was quite pleased I got to do that. This one's quite a cool song. It starts off with a little sort of a Zitar sort of acoustic-y start, and then it goes into a sort of a crunching riff that they just sort of repeat all the way through the song, a bit like, I guess, Jesus Christ pose. There's nothing like that, but that sort of riff they just repeat constantly. So no, it's not as heavy as that either. But no, I like Soundgarden, and By Crooked Steps is one of the standout tracks on the album.
Cool. Cheers, mate. That was a bit of a surprise, that one coming along and all, wasn't it? I don't think you'd get any more music from them, to see true. So cool. What you got then, Dom?
What have I got? I got we got our old buddies Down. This is they had 2 EPs, Down 4 they called it, but it was split into 2 releases. The second one came out, I think, 2 years after this, but I think this is the stronger one. So it's Down 4 Part 1.
The purple EP, in it.
Talking about the purple, yeah, exactly. But I have to say, this is probably my favorite song they've ever done. This is called Open Coffins.
Oh yeah,
and just the riff on this is so great. Of course, it's very 70s, but it's not quite as sludgy as they can get. It's a bit more, I don't know, palatable for ears that don't listen to a lot of doom and stuff. So it's just a heavy rock, really great song. So Rex Brown had left by this point, so he was in the first 3 albums, so he was gone, and Kirk Weinstein, who I think is a big part of this band and writes a lot of the main riffs and stuff, he left after this one, and he wasn't on the second one, so I think maybe that's why I prefer this one. Anyway, and they recorded the whole thing in Phil's home studio, so yeah, it's got that real kind of vibe, but yeah, terrific stuff. So yeah, Open Coffins from Down 4, the Purple EP Part 1.
Love that fucking song. Yeah, good one, mate.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going for a bit of heaviness as well, so I'm going to a bit of Thrash. Testament. A Testament brought out Dark Roots of the Earth this year, the album. This is the title track, actually, so it's track 3. This was the 11th album from these guys. I mean, look, I like them when they're at this pace. This is heavy, medium-paced thrash, basically. And this is when I really got into the band. I think at this point, didn't really take much notice of them when they first were about, but I think the production on some of these early thrash bands put me off a little bit in the early stages. I believe a lot of the bands were recording in the same studios, and it sounded muffly and, you know, not clear enough. But now, like, you listen to a Testament album now, it just sounds fucking, you know, the guitars crunch like fuck. It's a brilliant sound. This is an excellent song. It's quite long. It's just, I said, that medium pace thrash that I love. So actually brilliant. Testament, Dark Roots of the Earth, classic stuff. There you go.
Excellent.
All right, track 4.
Yeah. Track 4, going to Sweden now, and this is a band I've had on my list before, and I'll probably feature again, and that is Catatonia. And this, I think, this is where they've gone really, really away from their start as a death metal band. This is, you wouldn't know it's the same band. This band is these. Well, I'd say the mellower than Opeth are now, but they're very similar now. Not similar sound, but that sort of mellowness. It just sounds like progressive rock now. But it's some of the songs they make are absolutely brilliant. This is Dead End Kings. I love this album. This is probably one of my favourite. This one and the next one, the next one they released, probably my favourites. Song's called Racing Heart, which is brilliant. I'm seeing these in February as well, which is quite good. I'm looking forward to that. I've seen them before, so that's good. It's their 9th album. Didn't realise it'd been going that long.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is, and this is it's sort of got a slow start. It does have a little bit of a slight jump scare, into suddenly goes pretty fast, but it's all very clean singing as you'd expect. It's really catchy. Probably my favourite song on the whole album. And I definitely recommend checking it out. Lee would even like this. There's not anything you wouldn't like. It's a great album.
Yeah.
Dead End Kings, Racing Heart, the best song on the album for me.
Good, mate.
Yeah, I've got to check out some of their earlier stuff because I was just listening to City Burials the other day again, and just, God, what a great record that is. I'm like, I got to get some more of their stuff, man, definitely. Yeah. But I didn't know, where because I knew they were quite heavy. It's kind of the Opeth story as well, and I didn't know where the cutoff point was, but now I do. So now I can go hunt for 2012 onward.
Well, I think the one before it as well is got I can't remember what it's called. It's got a song I picked off it. That one as well might you want to check it out. It might be a bit too heavy, might not. But yeah, certainly from this one forwards. Yeah.
Excellent.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. What you got in, Dom?
Okay, I've got The Cult. They are on their 9th album here. The album is called Choice of Weapon. The song I picked is Love Greater Than Death. It's got that greater sign,
Oh yeah.
Greater death. This song just kills me. It's a ballad. It's a ballad, but man, it's just so emotional. His voice has really gotten a bit raspy in these later years, but on this song, it just sounds fantastic. When it hits the chorus, man, it's like shivers up your arm. Just amazing stuff. And I'm so happy that they can still pull this kind of stuff out after 9 albums.
Yeah.
And not really repeat themselves. They're a band that they haven't really gone that route where you can pick out, oh, that sounds like Cecil Sanctuary, or that sounds like Firewoman, or whatever. They haven't really done that. So good for them for doing that. And man, this one's a real tearjerker. So Love Greater Than Death from Choice of Weapon, The Cult.
Cool. I saw a bit of footage from them the other day. Who is it? I think Todd LaTorra filmed. I think he might have filmed them. Like he might have been at he got a ticket or something at the front row where they come to where he was, and yeah, he filmed them, and he obviously likes them as well. So
on the talk with Alice Cooper later in the year, is that right? Cult Alice Cooper.
Over here in the UK, but yeah, they're just they've picked up the American dates because they're still making up for pre-lockdown. So they're still doing the Sonic Temple anniversary tour, but it's actually now it's the 22nd anniversary rather than so there you go.
Cool.
Excellent, mate. Cheers for that. Right, I'm going to another big band, probably maybe the second biggest band on the list, Lynyrd Skynyrd. There you go. So it's their last album they've done, which was Last of a Dying Breed. I don't think you're going to really hear much from them now. I don't think they're going to do any more new music, but obviously the Last of the Dying Breed, it's sort of, if you can imagine what it is, sticking with the old Southern ways and all that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So
we used to not have to lock our front doors.
Yes, yeah. Exactly.
Guns and
gun.
Yes. But it is great music to hear it. I mean, it might be a little bit too paint by numbers, I would say, but I've always loved Skynyrd anyway. I always have. I can't help it. It's a 14th album, which probably ain't a lot. Mind you, they had a bit of a gap, obviously, didn't they? When they had something happen. I can't remember what it was. It was something that bad happened to the band. Anyway, so yeah, 14th album, just really catchy piano ballady type song. This one's called Ready to Fly. I think it's about being with your loved ones, in the end, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
All that God-fearing stuff. I think that's what it's about. Anyway, I just love Skynyrd. Can't get enough of them. I think people don't really give them a chance either because it's, the fucking band were great, weren't they? And most of them, apart from one person, I think died people just look at it as, they only give the old band a chance. They carried it on. It's cool. Yeah. I've seen some footage of them live. It's good that people can go and see them if they didn't back then. Fair enough, isn't it? They pulled the crowds in.
At least they carried on with making records and not just touring that same catalog over and over again. At least they actually were a bit creative. So I'll definitely give them that.
And obviously it's cool that there's relations there, rather than just, I don't know, they could never have done it without any relations in the band, obviously, could they?
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been ridiculous. But no, Skynyrd, Ready to Fly. Track 5, guys.
Track 5, okay. Well, this is Got five American bands in a row, and I think the next two albums might appear on Lee's list, but we'll see. Right, I'm going Shine Down from their fourth album, Amaryllis, and my opinion, their best album. I think it's got everything on this. This is a mixture of like the old, sort of the old original Shine Down and what they sort of become now, a bit more polished. Although the new album sounds like it's going back to a bit more heavier, like the first one. Anyway, the album's Amaryllis. The song is Enemies. I think there's quite a few singles released. It's got quite a funny video. They're all sort of shouting at each other. There's great songs on this album. I'll name some because they've already gone past the numbers. Adrenaline is a great song. Opening track, Bully is a great song. The title track itself is great, and there's a couple later on I won't mention. But this, it's a great song. It's just really heavy, upbeat rocker, this one, but really catchy. I said there's a video too, which is quite funny. It's the way it's sort of structured, sort of singing lines at each other. I think Brett Smith is singing most of it, but it's sort of that you do like having an argument, I guess it's called Enemies. They're sort of like having an argument, they sort of sing back and forth to each other. So it's quite cool. And it's just a very catchy song, a really cool song.
Great band, great song. Cool. What you got in, Dom?
Okay, we're flying over to Norway now. This is Wigwam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
From the album Wall Street, which is really kind of, whenever you go on those kind of sites, where they rate, kind of essential new wave of glam metal. This one's always high up there, Wigwam Wall Street. The song I picked is Bleeding Daylight, and man, what a chorus this one has. Oof. Reminds me of Heat at their best. It's got that kind of just fantastic feel. Just it's terrific. It's their third album. Oh, sorry, it's their fourth album. Frontiers, of course.
Yeah.
And I know that Lee has mentioned this band in the past. I didn't really get into them until this album. I think you kind of liked some of their more humorous stuff, Lee. And for me, I just came off kind of goofy. Like that Neighbor of the Beast and shit like that. It just didn't work for me. But this one, they kind of became like a proper, they weren't doing the kind of comedy songs anymore. It's a great record, but especially this song, Bleeding Daylight. Oh, holy cow. What a great one. So yeah, Wigwam.
I mean, I know it's fast forwarding more for later years, but
yeah,
you must have, the newest album, Never Say Die. Did you listen to that?
Yeah, I have listened to it.
Probably the most serious one they've done, isn't it? And really fucking heavy at times as well. What a great album that was. That was last year, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, 21, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. Great album. Anyway, yeah, good choice, mate. Excellent. Well, I can't do it. I can't do the list without him, can I?
Oh,
Yorny.
Hooray!
Yorny is back.
I mean, he's not going to be on the list as much as like the last year or the year before, whatever it was, but he's got to make the list because he's bought an album out. He's bought a solo album out. He didn't actually bring an album out that year, did he? Or the solo band? I think it was all other shit. So this was Bring Heavy Rock to the Land album. What a great fucking title. What do you think of that title, Dom? Bring Heavy Rock to the Land. I mean, fuck me. This is his seventh album. I think at this stage he was really, I know he's always been fascinated with Dio, but I think at this stage in his career, it was fucking full on Dio, There was parts of his career where you would more go over to the Coverdale sort of
Coverdale, yeah.
But at this stage, he was just obsessed, I think, with Ronnie James Dio, which ain't a bad thing. He's got the voice to fucking back it up. I always thought, I always thought that, and this has been brought up on the Sea of Tranquility show, the YouTube channel, that he should do a tour with Sabbath. The Dio stuff. He's the only singer that should do it, and I think he's right. I mean, he has sung with him as well I think it was a tribute to Dio a while ago, and he sounded amazing. As you'd expect. So I would be happy with that. This song's called "Chains Around You" from Bring Heavy Rock to the Land. It's a faster track. It's definitely not the track I would have chosen if it weren't for your stupid fucking rules, Jan.
Yeah,
but it's fucking yawny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did I actually say this as yawn? I don't even think I've mentioned it yet.
I don't think you need to.
Everyone really like, what the fuck is he talking about? Anyway, Yawn. In other words, Yawn Londe, the solo album, Bring Heavy Rock to the Land, Chains Around You, just a banging track, really, but you know, just amazing. What can I say about Yawn?
He's great.
Yeah,
he is. He fucking is. Right, Jam. Track 6.
Okay. Track 6. So we're going with Stone Sour.
Yeah.
On their 4th album, which is one of 2-part album, both concept albums, or one concept, I presume. House of Golden Bones, Part 1.
Fuck. That means I missed
so
the
it's not
album.
on your list then.
That means
Not
I
on your
missed.
list.
That means I've missed the album, and for some reason
Unless
One
I've
of
got
my-
the wrong year.
one of my favorite fucking albums.
Yeah.
I'm gutted. Absolutely gutted.
Are you 486?
Great track.
That's the one I've gone for anyway. I don't know what it means. I don't know what the concept is either, but I don't really think about things like that. I just listen to it for good music. Yeah, concept album. Some great songs on there. I can mention it. Anyone's a want since Lee's forgotten the album, but it's got Gone Sovereign's a great song. Absolute Zero is a great song, which I probably would have put on. Yeah, so he's gutted there. But this song, don't do that. Are You 486 is a great song. I tell you what, it's got excellent riff. It's got a bit of talking at the start. Really fast-paced, heavy song. It sounds, and people might get put off and think Stone Sour sound like Slipknot. They don't, but this song does a little bit. It sounds a bit like stuff that could have been on All Hope Is Gone when they weren't so heavy or shouty. It's a really heavy song. It's definitely got a Slipknot vibe to it, but it's about as close as a Stone Sour ever get. So there you go. It's a great song and very, very catchy as well as being heavy. Yeah,
That album is fucking brilliant. It is fucking excellent. I mean, I don't think they're going to top that album. I like the second part as well, which we get onto. Yeah. I'm definitely not going to forget that, hopefully. But that album, I mean, I think it's there. Look, I'm not comparing it to fucking something like Operation Mindcrime. Obviously, but I think it's their pinnacle. They will never make an album like that. House of Golden Bones. It's fucking excellent from start to finish. It's just fucking brilliant. Anyway, absolutely gutted.
I know. God, at first I thought you forgot to press record and we had to do all of this all over again.
Do you know what? I just hope he's fucking fucked the year up. I really do. That's what I hope. I hope he's fucked it up.
I'll check. I always double check. I'll have another look.
Should I move on while he's?
Yeah, you go on. I just want to hear him say, "Oh fuck." Go on,
yeah,
you go, Dom. Go on.
Yeah. Don't mind me and my picks. Don't mind me.
2012.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, okay. What you got then, Dom?
Okay. Well, I've got a band called Torche. Torche. They are American from Florida. This is their 3rd album, Harmonicraft. Song I picked is Snakes Are Charmed. This band is, hard to pigeonhole once again. They're kind of, I've heard them referred to as pop sludge before. I would rather say melodic doom. Anyway, the riffs are super heavy. They do doom it down, but the vocals and the melody lines are not that at all. There's no heavy, there's no super heavy vocals. He's got a rock voice, but it's not, it's not or anything like that. So it's a great dichotomy. I think it really works.
I've heard it. I would say it's avant-garde doom sludge pirate metal myself. That's what I would say.
There you go. Yeah, that's good. Obviously they hate all the labels and it's impossible to try to pinpoint what they are, but it's very pop sludge. Let's go for it.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
There you go. So Torche, from Harmonicraft, was a great record.
Thanks for that, mate. Thank you very much. I'm going to one an album or an EP that Dom's already chosen. It's the Down EP. Do I have to say it? Down for the Purple EP, Part 1, whatever it is. I love this EP. And I couldn't remember. I was getting a bit worried about choosing this because it's an EP. I couldn't remember what we said about the rules.
Yeah, no problem.
It is near enough an album though, because it's like 30 minutes long. This EP.
As long as it's the right track. As long as it's the right track number, it doesn't matter if it's an EP, obviously.
Oh, that's good. And Dom's definitely right. I mean, overall, I think this Phil ain't shouting. Whether he can't shout anymore, I don't know. It's good. He's singing nearly all the way through the whole EP, isn't he? He's like got this sort of, deep fucking. I love it. Yeah. I really like his voice. This is called Misfortune Teller.
Another good one.
Oh, it's fucking brilliant. It's 9 minutes of heavy doom. You can't really label it anything apart from that, I would say. I love the EP because what I liked best about the Down albums before this is those mellower, doomy parts.
Yeah.
I could give or take the bluesy side or the more extreme side. I'm like, yeah, all right. But when they hit the doomy side, that's what got me. So that's what I love about this EP and this song, Misfortune Teller. Fucking just heavy as fuck, but no shouting from Phil. There you go. I can't wait for another EP. It's been fucking ages. I know he's fucked up with the white wine, the wine power, whatever it is, the white wine power.
Yeah.
but he needs to fucking get in the studio and just fucking do another EP, basically. Yeah. All right. What you got then, Jen?
Okay. Got first possible 3 ballads. This is definitely a ballad. The other 2 are borderline, but we'll get to them. This is Hailstorm with the great Lzzy Hale vocals. Second album, Strange Case of, which most people say is their best album probably, or certainly the most famous. It's got the most famous songs on it, and they play quite a lot of them still. The song is Breaking, which is definitely a piano-led ballad. Did a great reimagining of, it's the same song with sharing the vocals with Amy, I've forgotten her name.
Lee?
Amy Lee, yes, Amy Lee from Evanescence. Yeah, there's a great version of that that's been released last year. I think they did it in lockdown, which I've got and I've added to my list. But this is the original one, of course, which is pretty much exactly the same. Great songs in this album: Love Bites, Mrs. Hyde, Mr. Misery, Rock Show. That's a great song. And they've got a new album out, I think, last week. And I've heard the first 3 songs. I haven't listened to the album yet. Really heavy, the ones I've heard, and really good. And they're supporting Alter Bridge and Mammoth WVH later in the year in December, or November. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. That's a great bill. That's it, really. Great song, great band, Hailstorm, if you like female singers.
Of course. Love the album. Love the new album as well. Right, what you got then, Dom?
I think your nose just grew, Lee.
It's fucking big enough as it is, mate, I tell you.
Yeah. All right. So going back to Sweden here. But not your usual glam metal. This is a band called Witchcraft, who are just fantastic. Not something that I would normally listen to. I forget. It's probably Fireworks that recommended them, and in ways that I thought, I better check them out, because it sounds like it's going to be very kind of stonery and stuff, which it is ish, but it's more 70s. They're on Nuclear Blast, and this is their 4th album.
Great label.
Huh?
Good legend.
4th album already. So it's called Legend, and the song I picked is Democracy. The way I can describe them is maybe like Rival Sons, if they were more influenced by Black Sabbath, if that makes any sense to you. And the coolest thing is that it has a total heavy metal sax solo in the middle of the song. And it just takes you by surprise. I was like, wow, it's really like, great. It's fantastic. This is a really good album, Witchcraft. I gotta get some more of their stuff now that I've reminded myself. Witchcraft, Legend, terrific album. As I said, it's a bit stonery, but maybe just more kind of 70s hard rock influences as well. Bit of new album in there as well. But
I like the way you describe music and bands. I find it hard sometimes when I first listen to a band and do a reaction. I find it really hard to, but I almost when I hear you talk, it almost makes me think, oh yeah, that'd be good.
Well, thank you, sir. Considering you're like the master of the reviews,
and genres of and all that bollocks. Anyway, you're gonna love this one, not for the song itself, but the story I've got to go with it. So we've got Primal Fear, And
Right.
Where Angels Die from their Unbreakable album. It's their 9th album. They do like an epic ballad usually on most of their albums. So it's 8.5 minutes. It's fucking great, actually. Yeah, it's got the epic stuff in it. Magnus Coulson's a great songwriter and guitar player. They're brilliant. Ralph Sheepers. Right. So this is the story. And it ain't the usual story. I've got in trouble again. I've got in trouble. I'm in trouble
Grandpa,
again.
we already heard that one.
Again, I'm in trouble again.
Okay.
I've done it again.
What have you done?
It's been deleted as well from YouTube.
Oh.
From him, I think, the conversation, because I can't find it. So yeah, I know. I'm shaking in my boots. He's fucking 7 foot tall, and I don't know why. I just think he's going to knock on the door or something. But so I reacted to a song by Sinner, which is Matt Sinner, who's also in Primal Fear. It's his band.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how Ralph got the wrong end of the stick, but I've basically said, you know, Matt's the bass player in Primal Fear. He's the singer in this band. He's a great singer, blah, blah, blah. And then Ralph put under the video, oh, so I've been sacked from Primal Fear now. So I said, I said, like, what are you talking about, Ralph, mate? You know, trying to creep a bit, worrying a little bit. He just put the time down, 3 minutes, 20, whatever. It might have been 1 minute.
This fucking guy.
I know. So I've gone and checked the video out, and it says to me as clear as day, you know, Matt's in Primal Fear, but he's singing in this band.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't saying he was singing in Primal Fear. Yeah. So I've said, oh no, you know, thinking he's joking, thinking Ralph's joking, saying, you
I don't
know,
think this guy has much of a sense of humor.
No, I don't. And I tried to explain myself that I was talking about Sinner and not Primal Fear, and saying, you know, you're the best vocalist in the world and you're really good looking. And then I know he messaged something back, because I was just about to read it, and I went to read it and it's gone.
Yeah.
So I think
maybe he's embarrassed.
The comment or your whole review?
No, I mean that conversation, he must have deleted it somehow, you know, the whole thing.
Maybe he's just embarrassed he got the wrong end of the stick, hopefully.
So I don't know.
Are you sure you didn't just dream this, Lee?
No, I didn't, because I was all excited that he was talking.
Yeah.
And then about 5 minutes later, fucking shitting my pants. There you go.
The ironic thing is that you think he's a great singer, and you really like
him
and his
band. I fucking do. I think he's too good for fucking
hilarious.
And I know he didn't go for the audition, because he's correct to be, for Judas Priest, but I think he would make a better job than Rob Halford. I'm sorry, Ralph, if you're watching this, I fucking love you, man.
He didn't mean it.
I didn't fucking mean it. Anyway,
it's like guy that tries to ask his crush for a date, and he always like goes up and he always says the wrong thing, and he can never get to that.
Need to get the timestamp of this when you're having this conversation and send him that.
I will. I'm going to fucking send him it. I'm going to say, look, I do love you, man. I don't know what your problem is. Honestly, I love you. I love Primal Fear. I think you're great. Anyway, he's on my fucking top songs for the year as well. I didn't just do that because I'm scared. It's because I love Primal Fear.
Because I'm scared. Oh, dear.
Anyway, track 8. What you got in, Jam?
Okay, right. This is, I'm calling it the first album because it's Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. So obviously he did a solo album with guest singers, lots of different singers. So I think this is the first time they're a band, if you like. Apocalyptic Love is the album, and the song is Anastasia. Some other good songs on here. Earlier ones, You're a Liar, Halo's a good song. I think it's probably my favourite Slash album, you know, as Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators album, if you like. This song, Anastasia, is really good. It's got like an acoustic-y Spanish guitar type little intro, and then it just goes into a riff. Now, I'm not very good at explaining it. It's not anything like Sweet Child of Mine, but just one of them riffs that it sort of just plays continuously through the song sort of thing. It just has that sort of vibe to it, like Sweet Child of Mine. It's a mid-paced song. It's got a great chorus. It's never going to be really heavy because it's Slash. You know what we expect from Slash and Miles Kennedy. Great vocals on it. I don't know if you know it, Lee, but yeah, Anastasia. So it's got this just keeps doing that. It's just great.
I won't listen to Slash and Miles Kennedy because
he doesn't like Miles Kennedy with Slash.
He made him fucking whine like fucking Axl Rose.
Yeah. And he's very against that jam.
He sort of brought that into Alter Bridge a little bit, and I'll never forgive Slash for that.
No.
So Slash, if you're fucking watching, I'm not scared of you. Fucking leave Miles Kennedy alone. Just send him back to Alter Bridge. Anyway, what you got then, Dom? Good one, mate. Anyway, thank you very much. What you got, Dom?
Okay, I've got Danko Jones, who I talked about their first album. To be honest, I could have had anything off of any of their following albums. They've never made a Duff album. They've always been good, but I like to get new names in here, so I don't like to do, every single album by bands I like. Anyway, they're up to their 6th album now. It's called Rock and Roll is Black and Blue. And the song I picked is Always Away. Just a fantastic melodic hard rock song. When I hear this, I think, think of how huge Foo Fighters are. and they're kind of treading the same boards as far as good hard rock, good melodic rock. But Foo Fighters are playing stadiums and Danko Jones are playing clubs still. And I just think, why, Dave Grohl has the pedigree of being in a very famous band. So that kind of got the ball rolling for him. So he had a bit of a head start. But they're both, it's just, it's a shame. It's a shame they can't be spread around a little bit. But anyway, Danko Jones are a fantastic band. As I said, this is their 6th album. If you want to get introduced to them, this song, Always Away, plug it into YouTube, listen to it. It's a fantastic primer for them. And they're still going strong.
Man, excellent.
I think sometimes it's a name that puts you off. I just don't like the name. I think, is that his name? Is that his name?
Yes, I don't know if it's his real name. But
I do know what you mean. A name does do stuff to some people, doesn't it?
Well, it's like Wigwam. You're talking about them. That name would just put me off. I think it's stupid.
What was the other one? Oh yeah, Pretty Maids. That was the other one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What was the one in the 80s? Molly Hatchet as well. Is that one?
There's a band called Molly Hatchet. Yeah.
Didn't like that one as well. Yeah.
Nah.
Anyway.
And the one that was a witch. What was that? That's another classic 80s one. What was her name?
Angel Witch?
No, it was like a woman's name. She was actually a witch, which I didn't realise. I just thought it was. Oh, it might come to me.
I don't know that one.
You will do. You will do.
Oh, okay. We have to do an all killer of stupid fucking band names.
Yeah, easily enough.
Plenty of them. Yeah. Okay, cheers, mate. Thanks for that. That was you, wasn't it, Dom? That was you. Yeah. Am I getting confused? Yeah, it was you.
That was me, Danko Jones. That's right.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to the band Accept. And this is a song called Twist of Fate from the Stalingrad album. Actually, my favorite album from Accept. I'm not sure if it's my favorite album from Accept. It's my favorite one with the Mark Tornillo, who's the singer. Obviously, the only German singer that could be better than Mark Tornillo in this band would be Ralph Scheepers.
Obviously.
But
I'm still recovering from the statement you made that you like Accept with him more than you like Accept with Udo Dirkschneider. I'm still trying to get over that one.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. I don't know. I think they've got very similar traits, but I just, I love Udo, by the way. So
I know, but I'm just thinking, Screaming for a Lullaby, Metal Hard, Balls. I mean, just all.
Well, no, that when I talk about my favorite album, I think Metal Heart's actually my favorite album from Accept. I fucking love that album. That was a big part of me growing up. That album. I know it's a bit more melodic for them, but I think since they've been very, I think Accept with Udo back then for me was a bit inconsistent songwriting wise as well, and I think Accept now their albums are a lot stronger, in my opinion.
All right.
This is a cool song, Twist of Fate. It's almost got that slight AC/DC feel to it on the riffing, sort of slow to medium paced. Just a really strong song. A great return for the band to find a great singer like that as well, to fit straight in with the band. So, I mean, this is the second it ain't the debut album, the first album. I might have fucked up there, but this is the second album with Mark Tornillo. Sorry if I
Yes,
fucked up.
because it was the first one when you had that
Blood of
when
the
you-
Nations, I think that's what. Yeah, but Stalingrad is a fucking excellent album. I really would like the title track to be on my list, but it's just the way it worked out. The title track.
Thanks, Jam.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
Thanks for that. Anyway, accept Twist of Fate from the Stalingrad album. Right, track 9.
Okay, I've remembered the name now. It wasn't a witch, it was an axe murderer. Lizzie Borden. That was it.
Oh,
Oh,
I fucking love that band.
No,
What
I
a
just said
band.
the name. I put me off when I was a kid.
So you definitely don't like girls' names in bands, Molly Hatchet, Lizzie
Or
I know you're
girls,
gonna say
or
Alice
girl
Cooper now,
singers,
aren't you?
or girl singers, and that one he threw in, what one did he throw in?
Hailstorm.
Yeah, bullshit. That's just to repeat. That's just to fucking hide the fact that he don't like female singers.
No.
That's just to be politically correct.
Exactly. What should fucking we could start calling him Netflix Jam soon because he's so fucking woke now.
Anyway, Jam, what's your next track?
Well, it's sort of fitted really because it's Baroness.
Oh,
Lizzie Baroness. Yeah.
Baroness, yeah. There you go. I probably wouldn't have listened to these if they'd been around in the 80s because they're called Baroness, but there you go. But this is a bunch of blokes.
So is Lizzie Borden and Molly Hatchet.
Yeah. Third album, they're all named after colours. This one is the yellow and green album. And I've tried to explain what Baroness are before if you've never heard them, but I'll go with this is what Wikipedia says. They're progressive metal, sludge metal, and alternative metal. So go on.
Not to nail it down to one thing.
Yeah, they're sort of they don't like sound like any other band I've heard. They might sound like other bands that I might not have heard, but yeah, they're certainly difficult to describe their music. But this song is called Eula, and this is the one I said, is it a ballad? I'm not sure. It's quite epic. It's what, 7 minutes long. It's sort of heavy ballad, I guess, but go on. It's sort of got atmospheric. It builds up into the song. It hasn't really got a chorus, but it's got catchy bits. It's got a great guitar solo. The guitar solo sounds like a riff that I've heard before. I don't know if it's not copied from a song, but it just sounds familiar to me, like it's from a telly. I don't know what. It just sounds familiar. I might be completely wrong. But it's like the first time I heard the song, I thought, I know that riff. Why do I know that? But it's definitely worth checking out. I can't describe it because I'm not very good at that. But if you never checked out Baroness, check them out. They're probably not the most immediate band to listen to. You need to give them a bit of listening, but that's what I say. But I've seen them a few times live. They're pretty good, and I'll be watching them again at Download this year. So.
I ain't watching them. Fucking stupid name as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, fair enough.
No,
they always chart very high. Whenever I read like year-end lists from like metal magazines and stuff, they always chart very high. You know, they're always bands that are always up there. Because I always remember the color thing that you talked about. So I can't tell the difference between purple and red and whatever.
That's right. Yeah.
Very cool.
And I have to say, is this the second song in a row that's named after a chick? Jam?
Yeah,
Anastasia,
good point.
now
Eula, yeah.
Okay,
There you go.
I want to point that out.
Okay, nice.
All right.
Cheers. We got
Number
it done.
9, Manowar. You heard that right, Manowar. It's Lord of Steel. It's their 11th album, and it's the last one they've done. I don't know if they'll ever get around to doing another one, but this is very strong. Song I picked is Annihilation. Love this track so much. The thing about Manowar that is so great to me on their albums, and especially the last few albums, is their production is unlike anybody else I've ever heard. Everything's very gated, and his bass can almost sound like a keyboard sometimes. It's wild. I know they don't use keyboards, but it's just they have their own sound. They don't sound like any other metal band to my ears. Obviously, he's got a very classic voice, and you could probably mistake him for someone else. But as far as the production and stuff of their output in the last 15 years or something, man, they got their own thing going on. I just love it. Anyway, 11th album, last one. Don't know if they'll ever do another one. Lord of Steel is a really strong album. So if it has to be the last one, then they went out on a high note. So there you go. Annihilation. Yeah, it's good.
He's got a great voice and all, hasn't he? I mean, fucking hell.
Yeah,
How strong,
does as
how
well.
strong is his man? Fucking hell. Got some great photos of them when they first started and all in their fucking loincloths and all. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Got to have something going on, haven't you? But they are
Yeah,
very cool, actually.
you got to get noticed, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, good one, mate. You've mentioned this band, but they're not in your list yet, though, Dom. But you've mentioned the band, comparing them to another band, talking about Heat. So the band Heat from Sweden. This is the first album with Eric Gromwall, who is now Skid Row. Yeah. So what a fucking choice as well. Oh, Eric Gromwall's fucking amazing. If anyone, I might have even mentioned this before, but if you want to check out his Skid Row audition for when I don't know if he won Swedish Idol or something, that's where he first started out, and he sang 18 and Life. Yeah, fucking amazing. Just he was only a young kid, and just seeing him, and then it's what an amazing dream that is to sing that as and then end up in the band. And
you love that story, man. You love that story.
I fucking love that story. How many times I've said it? I'm getting too old, mate. I repeat myself. So he came in this band. He's just fucking like so much energy he's put into this band. I liked him before, but not as much as when they had Eric Gromwall in them. The album's called Address the Nation. This one's called It's All About Tonight. It's a really strong album. Maybe one of the strongest that they've done in their career. It was the third album, rocking track, medium paced, melodic, catchy, and all that energy that Gromwall puts in. And it ain't just watching him live. He's got so much energy live. He's a nutcase live, apparently, when you see him. I'll see videos and stuff of him fucking. But the energy in his voice, it's almost like he's fucking excited to sing. It's fucking weird. And the heights he can sing are just mental. But yeah, Heat, It's All About Tonight. One of my favourite bands. There you go.
Excellent.
By the way, not to put the old singer down, because the old singer's back in the band, but the two songs that have come out sound fucking amazing as well.
I've heard that, actually. It's good.
You don't want him leaving some shitty comment.
No. But I was a bit worried
about.
Very
happy you're back.
Although he was good, I prefer their music with Eric Gromwall. It like changed. It became this really energetic, fucking catchy. And it sounds like they're staying with that type of music. I was a bit worried that they would go back to their more AOR sound, but they've got this heavier sound now. And they've stuck.
Yeah, Nationwide, I think, isn't it? That one.
Nationwide, that was great. That's a great
track.
Okay, track 10.
10, yeah. Okay, I'm staying in Sweden, and my second visit to Sweden, and I'm going with a band who is going to feature a lot more in my list, because this is where they really start to get good. And I absolutely love this band now, Avatar, and their fourth album called Black Waltz. The song is Smells Like a Freak Show, which is usually the song they play last. It's one of their mainstay of the sets. They don't play a lot of this album, but they play this all the time when they're live. Their description is melodic death metal, progressive metal, industrial metal, and groove metal. Yeah.
Not a pirate in sight.
Not a pirate in sight, but I think they've got the death metal, because I think the first three are really a lot heavier and probably are a bit more screamy. Like a lot of these bands start like that, don't they? Especially in Sweden, or they go the other way. Did you just
ask if they wore makeup, Dom?
Yeah,
they do. Yeah. Well, the singer does. He wears like he has white corpse. He has like sort of clown makeup. I just want to
make sure that's the same band I was thinking of, because I saw them on. Maybe it was even download on BBC one time.
Yeah, they're absolutely brilliant live. One of the best bands I've seen live. He's an absolute nutcase. His singing's great, and like I say, he does sing. Some bits a bit heavy. I know I said Leah video didn't like it. It's a bit heavy, and that new album is really heavy. Their new one, but at this point they're not. This song, it's got the groove to it. It does. I can still see the. I put groove before I looked at what they were described as. I said it had a good groove to it. Got clean singing, top chorus, brilliant live, as I said, and not as heavy as you think. Some of it is, and some of it isn't. The later albums perhaps not, apart from their new one, Hunter Gatherer, where they seem to come back heavy, but not death metal. But no, they're worth checking out. They should be bigger, I think, Avatar. They're getting there. People do like them, but they don't play very big venues, but they're brilliant on the live scene. And I should be going to see them at Rock City, which is fairly big. next year again. So look forward to.
Cool.
Oh, when they supported Hailstorm, believe it or not, a few years ago. You wouldn't put them together at all, but it was great, Bill. I enjoyed it.
Obviously, they don't mind female singers.
No, obviously not.
There you go.
They'll play with anybody. Oh, we're gonna get a lot of shit for this episode.
I know.
You guys are.
Yeah, James covering his fucking ass in this one severely, isn't it? Well, okay. What you got then, Dom?
It's all in good fun, people. Don't get crazy.
It definitely.
Okay.
Don't send sheep around.
Oh fuck yeah.
Number 10. This is not a female singer. So. Number 10 is Aerosmith. Believe it or not.
Blimey. I thought you didn't like anything post whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I have not been very kind about Aerosmith post their 70s heyday. I don't really enjoy their 80s makeover when they had all the hits, but I understand it needed to be done and they were able to survive. They didn't have all those angels and crazy and amazings, then they wouldn't still be around now. So that's fine, but I don't have to listen to it. Anyway, this song is off their last album, which was in 2012, so I tell you, 10 years ago. It's their 15th album called Music from Another Dimension. The song I picked is called Lover a Lot, and it's just a straight up rock and roll song. There's no frills. It just sounds like it could have come off of maybe an older album. It doesn't sound contrived. But the funny thing is that I looked up the song and there's 7 songwriters credited on this thing. And it's a 3-minute song with about maybe 2-3 riffs. That's about it. I don't know why 7 people were. I think it's just one of their things where they have to put every member of the band on there, whether they did or not. It's one of those contract things. Anyway, it's a great tune. It really is. Sounds like the old stuff. I think one of the reasons why is because it's produced by Jack Douglas, who produced all their great stuff like Rocks and Toys in the Attic and Get Your Wings and all their real classic albums. So it does have that kind of feel to me, at least. So yeah, terrific track from an okay album.
Cool. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. I've got a feeling Jam's going to have one of these songs. I'm getting near the end of the album though, so I don't know. He's got to mention it at least, I would have thought. But so this is Tremonti. Oh.
Maybe he forgot, like you forgot Stone Sour.
That's what I was hoping for, actually. But this is the title track from All I Was, the debut album from Tremonti. Mark Tremonti, obviously being the guitarist in Alter Bridge. Fucking brilliant, this album.
Creed.
Yeah, and Creed. Fucking just heavy. This album in general was heavy, but it has its softer moments as well. No doubt about that. I mean, when I first heard the first single, I thought this is all going to be thrashy, but with a great vocalist, obviously. But no, there's got some softer moments on the album itself as well. But this is a heavy moment, sort of medium pace, but chuggy and fucking gallopy, everything you want. He's an amazing artist, by the way, and so I wouldn't say he's underrated anymore because I think people were starting to understand how good Tremonti is. He can even do Frank Sinatra. Fucking good at it and all. He's done some charity thing with Frank Sinatra. I don't know if any of you heard it, but he almost, I mean, Dom's probably a Sinatra fan, I don't know. But it's almost uncanny, like his voice. It's just weird. He sounds like Tremonti, but he sounds exactly like fucking Frank Sinatra. It's fucking weird. So perhaps he does just sound like him. But I don't fucking know. But quite amazing stuff. But I just love all his solo stuff. The last album was fucking excellent. This album's excellent. I think he's bookended the best albums for me. The debut and the last album probably the strongest so far. But yeah, All I Was, amazing album, amazing song. There you go. Okay. Track 11.
Okay, I'm going to the UK.
Oh.
I have an English band and a band who are back. I never thought they would be back. And that is Wolfsbane with Wolfsbane Save the World. They're well, if you look at Wikipedia, it says their last ever release, but they did do an EP after this. I'm not sure if it was widely available. I got it at the gig. It was called Wolfbane Rocks, but that's a different story. And they are doing a new album.
Oh, wow.
Coming out this year, and they're doing a little tour, but it's just stupid dates. They're playing all round one download festival here, so I don't know who they expected to go to it. Really weird. So I can't go. I can't make any of the dates. But anyway, this song is called "Did It for the Money," which is obviously very, very ironic. You know, Wolfsbane like classic Wolfsbane. It's got more of the sound from not probably from the first album, the EP, more going back to probably Down for the Good Guys type sound. Fun, heavy, but always melodic. Some great songs on this album. If anybody didn't know Wolfsbane had a new album, not new, but had an album since the classic lineup. It's all the classic lineup, by the way. Blazer singing, of course. Blue Sky, Smoking the Red Light, which is my favourite song probably. Illusion of Love, a bit of a ballad. Yeah, they usually play this one live scene. I've seen Wolfsbane fairly recently, and yeah, typical fun melodic chorus. Did it for the money.
Good, there you go. Thank you very much. Cool. What you got in, Dom?
I've got a band. I mentioned the last record as well, The Last Vegas, they're called. This album's called Bad Decisions. Song is You Are the One. Great kind of melodic song. It's their fifth album, believe it or not. This is the one I talked about a couple of years ago. That was when they're kind of under the tutelage of Nikki Sixx. He kind of co-produced that record, and they were opening for Crew a lot that summer a few years ago. They've kind of I guess they didn't take off, so they're not on that label that he's part of. He's not producing this one anyway, but they've carried on and they've still made a great record. I just have to mention a couple of members of the band so you know where we are here. The singer's name is Chad Cherry, and the guitar player's name is Danny Smash. So you know they're straight out of 80s Sunset Strip kind of feel. Yeah. This isn't really a ballad, but it is kind of a mid-tempo sleaze kind of Ellie Gunsy kind of thing. But yeah, it's a shame these guys didn't really take off or get more notice. Maybe if they're from Sweden, they might get more notice. Yeah. But yeah, great album. Bad Decisions by the band called The Last Vegas.
Good, mate. Thank you very much. Talking of Sweden, we're back. So probably my two favourite Swedish melodic hard rock bands have made it on this list. One being Heat. Who do you reckon the other one might be?
I can't remember. Crash Diet or Crazy Licks or I don't know.
Eclipse.
Oh,
of course.
Oh, of course. Eclipse.
Yes. So
you fucking love them.
I fucking love this band.
I like them too. Don't you?
Yeah, I think this was probably building up to this album was probably them finding their actual sound is what you hear now, like proper. And this was the Bleed and Scream album, the fourth album where they really is like, you know that's Eclipse and they got their sound and it's fucking excellent. Eric Martinson's obviously a brilliant, absolutely brilliant, prolific songwriter, singer, guitarist, fucking producer, everything, one of them. This was the last song on the album and it's fucking brilliant. Probably maybe my favorite song on the album as well. After the End of the World. The only thing this has got.
This is a mid-tempo epic song, Lee.
It's almost medium to fast.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. The only thing this has got is a bit of an annoying bit on the end. It's a brilliant song because it's the last song on the album. What it's got like a minute and a half of like thunder and rain.
Oh,
you're like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Just get on to the next one. Do you know what I mean? It's like, don't worry. If you're going to do a bit like that, do it for fucking 20 seconds or something, not a minute and a half. So
at least it's at the end of the album. You can just press stop early. It's going to stop anyway.
But apart from that, it's a fucking excellent song. It is brilliant. Eclipse at their best. Just an amazing band. Okay. The last track, guys. Track 12. What you got, Jam?
Okay, I'm going to Canada and the Mighty Rush from Clockwork Angels, their 19th and unfortunately final album, which was a concept album. The song is The Garden. There's a great song on this album called Headlong Flight as well, but The Garden is the main song. Probably my favourite Rush song. 7-minute epic song. It's a sort of ballad, is it? It's certainly a really sad song if you think about it, being the last recorded song ever by Rush, which they didn't know at the time, but it's just fitting end, I think. It's just a beautiful song. It's a good guitar solo in it. It's sing along. It is sad, but it's a sing along. It's sort of ballady, I guess. I don't know. You might not have heard it, but it's just one that I don't know how I came across it really. Perhaps they play on Planet Rock or something. I don't know, but it's not a famous song. I don't think particularly. I think they did play it. I think it's on the Clockwork Angels live tour. They did play it, I think. But it's a great song. If you've not heard it, it's worth checking out. Anybody can like Rush. You don't need any specialist knowledge to like a bit of Rush.
It's true. No, I think they went on with a strong album at least. I mean, they didn't know obviously that it was the last one, but
no,
great album. Yeah.
Thanks for the list, mate. Cool list. Thank you very much. Right, what you got then, Dom?
Okay, I've got Great White, Name from the Past.
Yeah.
This is with their the singer that followed up Jack Russell, and it's the singer from XYZ or XYZ, if you want to say that. Terry Ilous, I think or it's Ilous. I've never really heard it pronounced, so I'm not sure the pronunciation.
Good singer, it's a good singer. I've heard some.
But he's a good singer, and he really fits in well. XYZ, especially the first record, he kind of had a Dokken kind of feel to his voice, but they were produced by Don Dokken, so that I think had an influence. But here he adapts to the kind of more bluesy-ish thing that Great White do, obviously. Anyway, this is their 12th album overall. It's called Elation. The song I picked is Complicated. They are on Frontiers Records, of course. Yeah. And it's got kind of a Black Crowes-y kind of feel, like a mid-tempo kind of having a beer out on the porch kind of feel. But they just kind of picked up where they left off. It's fantastic. So really, I recommend Elation from Great White with the new singer. Well, they've moved on now. They have another lead singer.
Did you say that he was
on 2 albums?
You did say he was in the band XYZ, didn't you? When he was, did you know that? I thought you said that, didn't you? Did you just say that?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I like them and all. But way back, I think late 80s when they started.
He's Found in the Gutter. That was them, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
That's a good album. There, so.
I don't know. I was in a bit of a daydream then, thinking like his name don't roll off the tongue quite as well as Jack Russell. But still cool though. Anyway, great list by the way, Dom. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Right, I'm going to I've had a bit of Southern rock, but I'm ending with a bit of Southern rock. Almost a new Skinner, I would say. They're probably the
Blackberry Smoke or Blackberry
Smoke.
Smoke.
Yes, Blackberry Smoke. Thank you very much. Okay. I know there's a lot of black names in
Blackstone, Berry, Cherry,
Black Smoke Trigger.
Yeah.
Black Top Mojo, Black Sabbath.
Black Star Riders.
Yes, Black Star Riders. Anyway, we should do. No. Anyway, Blackberry Smoke. This was where I really discovered this band. I liked them beforehand, but this album is their album for a lot of fans as well. It's probably the strongest album. It's called The Whippoorwill. If anyone doesn't know what a whippoorwill is, I think it's a bird. I think it's a bird, a type of bird, or a bird song, or a bird.
I just love hearing you say it.
The Whippoorwill.
Yeah.
Is that not the way you say it?
No, it's great. That's the way it sounds. Yeah.
Anyway, this is
an English accent.
This is a real sort of boogie.
Oh
yeah, fucking hell! I didn't even mean to say that. Fuck off. This is a boogie. This is a boogie song. It's called "Shaking Hands with the Holy Ghost." It's a bit of a rocker. They sometimes open with this one, but they used to anyway when they were live. But I just fucking love this band. You know that anyway because you knew the name of the band before I even fucking said it. So I'm just fucking predictable. That's the fucking problem.
Hey, like what you like. What are you gonna say?
Yeah. Okay, so that's my list, guys. Have you got any honourables? Thank you very much, Tom. You got any honourables, Sam?
Yeah, just quickly. Hell Yeah had Band of Brothers out, and they did that was a good album. I still haven't managed to get any Hell Yeah in the list. I might have got some off their first album, but they've got another one after this before, obviously, they, once again, another band that won't be on with us anymore. But Warrior Me was a good song, and they actually do a cover of High and Dry on here, which is a bonus track, so that's quite cool. Lamb of God had Resolution out, but not one of my favourite ones. Metallica had Beyond Magnetic EP. There's some good stuff on that. Don't think they do much of it live now. I had Van Halen. I was the other way around. I was looking forward to Van Halen. I think it was going to be really good, and I was disappointed. But I did like Tattoo, the first track, but the rest of it, the second track was okay, but yeah, not massive fan. Warrior Soul had Stiff Middle Finger, but nothing of that. The only other one I wanted to mention, I was going to have this as my track 11, but it was slightly cheating because it was a bonus track, and it's a cover version anyway. But there's a band called I Am I, which was ZP Hart from Fire. What are they called? Anyway, the one who was the Skid Row singer. This is before he was in.
Oh, right.
Bloody hell, I forgot the name of the band. But anyway, the album was called Event Horizon, and the song is You're the Voice, which is a John Farnham cover. It's really good, but because I wanted to put it in, me and my mate Andy were downloading, they were playing, I were playing the Dead Small Tent, and I'm not sure we knew he even did this. We were just watching him because I thought it's a singer, Dragon Force, that's it. The singer from Dragon Force, we'll go and watch this. And we went in and they played that song, and it was brilliant. It was one of their moments because we grew up with the original version as a kid. It was just one of my favourite download moments from that year, which was probably 2012, I guess. So,
very cool. Cheers, mate.
All
Is that it? Is that all your honourables? You got any Dom today?
No, thank you.
I'm just going to mention just some titles. I haven't listened to this album much, but I did when it came out. I listened to it a few times. I thought it was good, but people have said listen to it again, which is Kill Devil Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they got some famous people in that band, didn't they? Like,
it's the one from Pantera. It's a bass player, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. But I have to go back and listen to it because people recently recommended it. Firewind had Few Against Many. Yeah, good band, Firewind. Dokken had Broken Bones, but I don't know. Don't know what it is about Dokken. It's their old stuff for me. The 80s stuff, I just fucking love it. Shinedown, yes, there's some good songs on that. I didn't manage to get them, but there are some great songs on that. Crazy Licks had Riot Avenue, Swedish band. Crazy Licks, you've mentioned them, Dom, trying to guess who my favourite Swedish band was. But that's all right. That's Dio, just trying to scrape. He scrapes before he lays down.
Oh, Dio.
Dio. Anyway, they had Riot Avenue out, probably their weakest album. It was more sort of rock and roll. You might like that one better, Dom, than them. It's more sort of 70s for me.
Yeah.
Wigwam, Wall Street. I was going to mention that as well. And TNN. That's talking about Dokken. So that was, I think it was George Lynch and Jeff Pilson did an album. And it was called TNN. TNN was Tooth and Nail because I think they wanted to call it Tooth and Nail, which is a Dokken album. They call it TNN.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, so it's a great. It really did sound Dokken-ish, you know, that album, and Jeff Pilson singing, I think, and he's a great singer as well.
He's a good singer.
Yeah. So
all right, I don't know that one.
That's it for me, guys. Yeah,
cool. Yeah,
we did it.
I've had really good fun again, obviously. Listen, I've got to apologise about Jam again. All right. I mean, it is his show, but I think he takes liberties sometimes. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, we've got a young audience, you know, we've got to
young audience. Yeah,
we're a bit offended sometimes. So we apologise for Jam. All right, Dom, do you agree on that one?
Yeah.
But no, listen, guys, I've had a fucking laugh yet again. 2013 next, so very soon.
That's right.
Start to be list. Good year.
All right. Comments below as usual, guys. Give us your tracks. Just some brilliant lists coming out. So
yeah,
I'll see you all soon. Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Ciao.